Good morning. I'm Katie Updike, and I'm a member of your standing committee. And we're very glad to have you here today and in the sanctuary, beautiful sanctuary, and online. If this is your first time, please ask afterwards about First Church. You can always go online, but you also can see any of the standing committee members or Reverend May, various others to inquire about more than just Halloween. Today we have announcements, and I'll refer you, since there are a number, to your order of service. But particularly I want to call out the Social Justice Committee is meeting at 12:30 in the auditorium right after the service, and after coffee hour.
Chapel.
After the chapel, oh.
In the chapel.
In the chapel, sorry. So it'll be in the chapel, not the auditorium, despite what it says here. One item, it's in an e-news, but there'll be a change of the online donation platform in the next week, and that means we all have to re-enter our credit card or bank account in order to use the new system. Nothing's gone wrong. there's no problem with the current system, but this really helps the efficiency of the office and hopefully the efficiency of you in making donations. And additional information is in your service, or on your e-news. Again, thank you for being here today, and let the service begin.
With today's time change, the falling leaves, and the cooling temperatures, it's clear that it is now fall. Marking seasonal change is central to many earth-based spiritualities, including the celebration of Samhain last Friday. As a night that turned the wheel of the year from a season of growth to barren months of winter, it is a time of the year when the living remember the dead. A tradition also found in the Christian celebration of All Saints and All Souls Days, as well as the Mexican Day of the Dead. To honor this sacred moment in the year, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit as Ebony and I call the four directions that encircle us in sacred space and time. We begin by facing east, as we invoke into our circle the element of air. From the first breath of an infant to the last breath each living being draws, we welcome air as part of the cycle of life.
Turning to the south, we invoke the element of fire, recognizing the many forms of fire, from the sun above to the pilot light in our oven, to the spark that ignites a bomb. We respect the transformative power of fire that helps to sustain, end, and change life.
Turning now to the west, we invoke the element of water, aware of the fragile balance between droughts of not enough water and floods with too much water. We acknowledge our need of water to live, as well as its capacity to disrupt and remake the landscape of our living.
Turning again to face the north, we invoke the element of earth. We recognize our dependence upon the earth for the crops we eat and for the structures of wood and stone in which we live, work, and gather.
Having cast our circle, we turn again to face the chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism and the shared faith of this community. As I light the chalice, please join me as you wish in saying together the affirmation of this community printed in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. I invite you now to take a moment to greet one another and to wave to our friends at the camera above the clock online. Our opening song today is from our Teal Songbook, number 1001, Breaths. Please remain standing as you wish to sing along.
The
Good morning. My name is Ebony Smith Cooper, and my pronouns are they, them, and I'm the intern minister here at First Church. I would like to invite all the children up front. We have cushions today. Oh no, am I by myself again? Oh no, they're coming. All right, friend. So today I'll be reading the story entitled Harriet Gets Carried Away. Harriet loved costumes. She didn't save them for Halloween, only wear them to dress up birthday parties. Harriet wore costumes all the time. On the morning of her own dress-up birthday party, Harriet was a busy bee. We still need to pick up some snacks from the grocery store, her dad said, and lots of party hats, Harriet added. Her dads shared a look. Okay, they said, but don't get carried away, Harriet. Was sure she could manage that. She changed into her extra special errand running costume, straightened her bow tie, waddled down the street, through the subway, in case you can't see, she's a penguin, and into the store. Her dad seemed to have the deli counter covered, so Harriet set out on a quest for the perfect party hats, but instead she found something else. Harriet forgot all about the party hats. She waddled past the checkout lines, through the city, and out of town. Where are we going? Harriet asked excitedly. Back home, of course, a penguin answered. The city is a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. As the balloons floated further and further from the city, Harriet's thoughts floated back to her birthday party. Excuse me, Harriet said. I don't think I belong here. That's okay, the penguins replied. Everyone feels like they don't fit in sometimes. Maybe you should lose the bow tie. But Harriet didn't care about fitting in. She cared about getting back to the store, so she straightened her bow tie and hatched a plan. In another, things were not going smoothly. Harriet was almost out of ideas when one emerged from the sea. Hey, said the orca, you're not a penguin. How did you know? Cried Harriet. Penguins don't wear bow ties, he replied. Harriet realized this orca might just be her ticket home. So she told him her tale of costumes and penguins and hot air balloons. She told him all about her family and her city and the party hats she needed to find. And when her story was finished, she said, I could really use a lift. If it just so happens I'm headed up north for a family reunion, replied the orca. I could drop you off along the way in exchange for a fancy red bow tie. This seemed like a fair trade. As the orca swam, Harriet daydreamed. Once Harriet could make out the city in the distance, the orca came to a halt. This is as far as I can go, he said. So Harriet called in a favor from some friends she knew from the park. We'll take it from here, they said. A lot of pigeons. Harriet soared back into the store and headed straight for the party hats. It didn't take long to pick out the perfect ones. She found her dad's at the deli, just where she left them. Where did you sneak off to, they asked. I just went to get the party hats, said Harriet. Oh, and I could use a new bow tie. With hats in hand, Harriet waddled back through the subway, up the street, and into her room, she put on her birthday party costume, straightened her party hat, and headed up to the roof. The party was a great success, and no one got carried away. Well, except maybe Olivia. And so the lesson, I guess, we can take from this story is it reminds us to use our imagination for great adventure. Also, that it is okay to spend time figuring out where you belong, because there you are loved and celebrated. And also, I brought some penguin stickers, but I totally left them in my office. So at coffee hour, I will give you the penguin stickers. So we shall sing the children out to the program.
Surround you. Good morning. I'm Mary Ellen Norman, the treasurer for First Church. The reading this morning is called The Dog Body of My Soul by poet Catherine Williams. Some days I feel like a retriever racing back and forth, fetching the tired old balls the universe tosses me. Some days I'm on a leash, following someone else's route, sensing I'm supposed to be grateful. Some days I'm waiting in a darkened house, bladder insistent, not knowing when my people will return. But some days I hurl myself into the sweet stinging surf, race wildly back and roll in the sand's warm welcome.
Thanks, Mary Ellen, and thanks, Bill and Larry, for that song. You will have received a Joys and Sorrows slip in your order of service. If you wish, while the offering is collected, please add your slip to the offering plate, and we'll read those during the prayer following the service, the offertory. Thank you for all that you give in financial gifts, in gifts of song, and gifts of dedicated time to this congregation and to the life and work of this place. It is only because of what we each do as a part that we are able to have what we have together.
I would like to invite you to join me in a time of prayer and meditation. We take a moment to turn inward and acknowledge the sacred within us. Spirit of life, ancestor of the stars and the sun, you who embrace the vastness of space and us along with it. Be with us today. Hold us in our worry, our exhaustion, our grief. Keep us close as we sit with our truth, whatever that may be. Lead us to rest in the quiet, to find solace and renewal in this time of shifting light and dark. You whose arms are open with the spinning galaxies, help us to make room, as you do, for all that is. Open our hearts to our loved ones, our neighbors, the beings with whom we share this planet. Lead us to reach out to others in compassion. Turn us toward one another in mercy, right relationship, and reconciliation. You who have seen the rising and the setting of suns, of seasons, of civilizations, remind us of all that we have learned from the history of the world and from our own histories. Give us the courage to face our mistakes and to repair them whenever possible. Help us understand our interdependence, our gravitational relatedness with all of the other spinning lives around us, and lead us to treat those relationships with care. In this space, filled with the people among us who shine like stars, this space filled with a sparkle of love and care, we give thanks for this moment to be together. May our senses be open to the beauty of this day, this season, this world. Entering now into a moment of stillness, we will close by singing the song printed in the order of service. May we rest in this beauty.
had a minute to sort these, so I put this on top. From Bill Thorpe, thank you for 47 wonderful years as part of the First Church music program. And from all of us, thank you for 47 years of singing for First Church. And of course, right behind that is another, the joy of Bill Thorpe's voice, vision, and presence at First Church, and the joy that he will continue with us. From Mary Ellen and Roy, celebrating the contributions of Nancy Norman on her birthday, November 3rd, for 25 years of working to break generational poverty in the Mississippi Delta through the Box Project as their executive director. From Margaret, in honor of All Souls Day, please hear the name of my nephew, Michael Moody. From Dan and Quinn, the sorrows are too numerous to count. There is one clear and pure thing. What is that one clear and pure thing? From Gita, a concern. I am very concerned about the innocent members of our community who are living in fear of apprehension and deportation. And a joy, the people of Gaza can hopefully look forward. From Janine, today is my good friend Sarah's birthday. Friendship is such a gift. I treasure hers. Happy birthday, Sarah. From Misha, the Reverend Shiloh Malo Hoffman is here today. They were ordained to the Unitarian Universalist ministry yesterday at United First Parish Church in Quincy. Congratulations, Reverend Shiloh. My concern is the destruction that has taken place in just 1 year and is ongoing. As a small action of hope, I will plant bulbs this afternoon and look forward towards spring and beauty. From Joanne, this past month, I had the great joy of attending a family wedding and spending a week with friends of almost 60 years. I know. And now the joy of being back with this community. You gained an hour today. Be joyful. From David Reno, I fear the hungry will attack grocery stores, giving martial law and the canceling of the midterm elections. A lot to be afraid of. Concern, the decision of our government to deprive people of food and health care. From Paul, sadness for 3 friends who have passed away in the last month: Harvey, Larry, Jeanette. Each is a loss, but also a relief from suffering. And from Anonymous, concern for everyone waiting for their SNAP benefits and support for Medicaid insurance that they are due and deserve. And for all the other joys and sorrows and concerns and hopes and longings in our hearts, we add one more stone. And let us sing again. So about a month ago, I began watching a new show on Netflix. And then on Friday evening, I finally watched the last episode available on Netflix. Like the previous seasons of the show, the episode ended with unexpected twists and turns, leaving cliffhangers for the next season. Which would be fine, except it turned out the show has been canceled. All those plot lines just stopped midstream with no satisfying ending. The main villain has not been overthrown and humbled. The struggling hero has not been vindicated. I was so unhappy. And I don't think I'm alone in seeking some kind of satisfying ending to a story, am I? Anyone else watch all 6 seasons of Lost only to be disappointed by that ending?
It was a great ending.
We'll debate later. When I introduced this year's theme of story in September, I shared the idea from writer Will Storr that every story basically amounts to something changed. The story then traces the arc of that change in the protagonist. Will they learn from the challenge before them? What will they become in the end? The question of the ending pulls the story forward. Dramatic conflicts ache for resolution. Will the attraction lead to consummation, a declaration of love? Or will the couple be thwarted or too afraid? Will the liar, the thief, the murderer get away with it? Or will justice be served? How does the story end? Generally speaking, dramatic stories have 2 kinds of endings, comedy or tragedy. Designating a story as a comedy doesn't simply mean it's funny. Rather, a comedy means a happy ending. An ending where the protagonist meets the challenge wrought by change and grows in character or fortune. The prince finds Cinderella and slides the glass slipper on her foot. Scrooge transforms into a generous man embracing Christmas. The Death Star is destroyed by the Rebel Alliance. Or, as we heard in today's story, Harriet makes it back home in time for her birthday party. Tragedies, on the other hand, end badly for the main character. Tragedies can simply mean a sad ending, with the dramatic tension ending in loss. The wealthy young Rose loses her newfound love, Jack, when the Titanic sinks. Tragedies can also be stories of downfall, typically due to a character flaw that we can see, but the character often recognizes only when it's too late, if at all. Romeo and Juliet both lie dead. Or, as I will explore in more detail in my sermon in 2 weeks, Antigone's uncle revokes her punishment, but she has already died. Tragedy and loss, triumph and joy. We can analyze films, books, and stories of all kinds in an effort to place them in one category or the other, comedy or tragedy. But our lived reality is endlessly more complicated. As poet William Blake infamously wrote, "Joy and woe are woven fine, a clothing for the soul divine. Under every grief and pine runs a joy with silken twine." Joys and sorrows are an inseparable reality in our lives. As many of you may recall, the morning of September 11, 2001 was a gorgeous fall day with a clean, cloudless blue sky here in Boston and in New York City. I was in Princeton, New Jersey, enjoying the same weather and a quiet, relaxed morning before starting in on some homework for seminary classes. Do you remember? I also remember the beautiful spring weather on April 19, 2013, when the city was locked down during the manhunt for Dzhokhar Sarsenev following the Boston Marathon bombing. At the time, I was living west of the city in Sudbury, and while I was not legally required to shelter in place, it felt wrong to go anywhere. So I spent hours that day with a shovel in hand in this gorgeous weather, prepping my garden for spring planting. Horrible things can happen under blue skies, and wonderful moments occur in hard, even tragic situations. Babies are born during nor'easters or in the war zones of Gaza or Ukraine. Weddings and graduation ceremonies still happen if it's raining. Again and again, we encounter the inseparability of joy and sorrow, gift and loss. On this nearness, humorist Irma Bombeck writes, "There is a thin line that separates laughter and pain, comedy and tragedy, humor and hurt." Dwelling as we do within the tightly woven fabric of life's complexity, the line is indeed thin between very different experiences. There is an ongoing wobbliness to living that tips and dips between both sides of that thin line. Life is not ever just one or the other. Like the dog in Catherine Williams' poem, some days you're in a dark house with a full bladder. Some days you're frolicking after tennis balls or rolling in the ocean sand. Life is an ongoing weaving together of comedy and tragedy, an ongoing song of dissonance and harmony. We are each beautiful and broken, and that's okay. In the end, our shared reality is a wobbly path along the thin line of joy and sorrow, comedy and tragedy. To see the world in this way is not to surrender hope for more beauty, more joy, more kindness, and more justice. We may never be able to reach perfection, never be able to eradicate all suffering, but we can do our part in shifting the balance. We can relish the joy and beauty we encounter, refusing to let the ugliness of hatred, destruction, and injustice fully eclipse the goodness that remains. We can act to alleviate harm in a person's life or in the wider society. We can do our part in our time and place within a larger, complex world. Yesterday and today, against brilliant blue skies in Boston, uncertainty and fear grips tens of thousands awaiting the renewal of their SNAP benefits. Until the courts reopen on Monday, there is much we do not know about what happens next. A rapid increase in the number of children going to bed hungry in a nation of so much wealth is a tragedy. And I wonder how many of those children will still smile or laugh, love, and be loved on those days they are hungry. Joy and woe are woven fine. On that morning of September 11, 2001, I dropped my son at preschool, then returned to our apartment. I poured Cheerios in a bowl, added some milk, then sat in front of the TV to watch CNN just for a few minutes while I ate, inadvertently ending up watching live coverage of the attack. That breakfast of Cheerios and milk was entirely supported by WIC, the food supplement program for low-income pregnant women, infants, and children. From the time I was pregnant, I relied on WIC for support. Today, I have family and friends who rely on WIC as well as SNAP benefits. Do you? Amidst the flood of headlines, it may be easy to forget to look beyond the tragic and to remember what it is we are fighting for. Yes, there is a lot of complexity in the world. The morality of feeding hungry children does not seem complicated to me. What are we fighting for? Feeding hungry kids is a start. More broadly, I believe we are fighting for an ethic of abundant love that sustains compassionate care for people, for immigrants, trans folks, Black lives, women, and children. We are fighting for the beauty of diversity, for the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, not just for the people that look like us, think like us, or act in the ways we want them to. And we are fighting for peace, which is to say we are fighting for a world where our collective energies work together to foster life, rather than destroy it with bombs, erode it with inaction on climate change, and cheapen its value through violations of human rights. We are fighting for a more beautiful, loving, and just world. We are not fighting for a perfect world, devoid of any tragedy or brokenness. That is not our reality. But we can fight to protect, foster, and create more beauty and goodness in our densely woven networks of connection. We can fight to remember why we fight. I have a proposal to help us remember why we fight. Recently, a congregant shared with me that each year they set an intention to follow between the fall time change and the winter solstice. 7 weeks, starting today. Over these 7 weeks, I invite you to pay attention to what you think is worth fighting for and document it. Take a picture, clip an article, write it down, maybe as a poem, and then share them here. You can bring them in or email them to me or the office to be printed. We'll then put them up in the narthex for all to see. Let us work together to name the beauty amidst the brokenness, the joy amidst the tragedy, the good for which we fight. Unlike a TV show, film, or book, we cannot know the end of the human story, nor even be certain how our own individual story wraps up in the end. What is clear to me is that we all must navigate the wobbly thin line of comedy and tragedy. We honor this complex reality in our ritual of sharing joys and sorrows, where we bear witness to the brokenness and the beauty in one another's lives. And then we sing our pledge to hold one another in love through it all. Our song may be wobbly in its harmony, perhaps even a bit off-key and dissonant as we each bring our own unique voice. That's okay. That's part of the beauty of belonging to a diverse, complex human community. Let's celebrate that. Let's fight for it. Let's keep fighting for our values of abundant love, human dignity, and a life-sustaining world, even if we're not sure how the story ends. Blessed be. Ashe. Amen. Our closing hymn is one of my favorite Number 354, we laugh, we cry. Throws it all in there in the lyrics. So please rise in body or in spirit to sing together. Feels like an anthem for Unitarian Universalism. Join me in extinguishing our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. We have been held in a sacred circle for the last hour. Now we open that circle as we move into the world. Beginning by facing the north. We thank Earth for sustaining us countless generations of life, death, and remembrance.
Turning to the west, we thank water for so often refreshing us in body and spirit.
Turning again to the south, we thank the element of fire for its catalyzing power to effect change.
And we return to the east to thank the air for each breath that sustains us.
The circle is open. Let us now go into a world full of beauty and brokenness as we engage across difference, love with abundance, and work together for a more just, sustainable, and free world for all. Blessed be. Ashe. Amen.